Okay, in this video we're going to make a roof over the porch and then hopefully add a floor on the interior. So to start, I'm going to go to the first floor plan and let's take a look at our stairs. So a couple things I noticed is the railings aren't lining up, the porch isn't lining up to the deck, and this railing isn't lining up to the house. So we need to fix this stuff. So first, we'll click on this railing, click the Move tool, select the end point of the railing, select the end point of the house, and that moves that railing over. Second, we're going to select the stair, select Move, select the end point right here, and then click and align it to the end point over there. Okay, then we're going to select the railing on the stair, click Move, select the end point of the railing, align it to the end point of the railing on the porch. And then we're going to do the same thing over on this side, select, and then go endpoint to endpoint. Okay, and the next thing we have to do is we need to place some posts on our porch. So if you take a look at your drawing set, you see that there's two large posts that run up on the porch here. So we're going to create those now. Okay, so we are going to select column, and actually, we're going to specifically select architectural column, 4x4 timber, and we want to place a post here, and then a post here, and then just those two posts for now, and then we're going to duplicate it on the other side. So with this post, what happens is it starts to become part of the house, and we don't want it to be wrapped with the same material. So click on the post and then use the down arrow on your keyboard just to click down once, and it will move it away from the house. Alright, then next select the railing and edit the path. And we're going to edit the path so that it ends at that post we just created, and then this one ends at this post we created, and hit the green check mark. I think we need to move this post down a little bit more. It doesn't look like it's at the end point, so click on it, move it down, and then we're going to have to edit the path again and just move that down. Hit green check mark. Okay, so now instead of repeating the steps on the other side, just delete this railing. Click on the post, the railing, the post, hit mirror. We're going to go mirror by drawing the axis. We're going to find the center point. We're going to draw a line straight down, and then it will mirror those posts and the railing to the other side. Now we're going to look at it in 3D. Okay, so something that we notice, one, is that our posts are sitting above our porch, so we need to fix that. So we'll go to our west elevation, and we're just going to have to take some measurements. So it looks like our post right now is sitting at datum line first floor. It needs to be on top of this wood deck right here. So we have to measure that distance. The distance is 4 inches. So we're going to click on the columns, and we're going to change the bottom, the base level, to be -4 inches. So -4 inches below first floor. And we're going to do that for the other one, -4 inches. And I suppose I should have done that before I copied the other ones over, because now you have to do it to the ones on the east side as well. So click both of these posts, and then just set both of them as -4 inches. And remember to select multiple items, you just hold Control down on your keyboard. Okay, so now what you may have noticed is that the posts are running up way too high. So they're running up to level roof. Let's change them so that they go up to top of wall. So I'm actually going to do it in 3D so I can select all of them at the same time. I'm going to hold down the Control button on my keyboard, click on each post, and then change the top level to top of wall, and then hit apply. Okay, so now if we take a look again at our drawing set, we're going to see that above each one of these posts we have two 2x10 beams. So we're going to add those 2x10 beams in on top of the posts. So we'll go back to Revit. I'm going to go back to the first floor plan. And now I need to draw a beam across this. And look at that, my railing jumped out of place again. I'll fix it in a minute. I am going to go to system, structure I mean, beam, and I said it was a 2x10. Its placement plane should be at top of wall. Make sure both of them are set to the same, top of wall. And then we're going to draw across from this point to this point a beam. And it says I can't see it, and it's probably because of my cut plane. I'm going to look at it in 3D. I see my beam. Now I'm going to look at it in south elevation. So here's the beam we created, and it's actually in the right spot because it's underneath the roof rafter. However, our posts, the 4x4 posts we have, appear to be running up too high. So we have them set so that they attach to, if we take a look at our datum line, top of wall. And that's fine, but we need to change the top offset so that they're -7¼ inches, so that they're underneath this beam right here. So I'm going to change the top offset to -7.25 inches and hit apply. Oh, and that seems that that wasn't enough, so I'll check it. It still needs to go another 2 inches. So we are going to make it, oh, I forgot these are 2x10s, 9¼ inches, and hit apply. And then we're going to click on this one, and this will also be -9.25 inches, and hit apply. Okay, go back to 3D view. Make sure we select these posts back here and change their top offset also to -9¼ inches, and apply. Alright, so now if we reference back to our drawings, we have two 2x10 beams, so we need to go in and add those. So go back to Revit, go, let's try going to our roof plan. Nope, first floor plan. Where can we see the beams? Okay, so since we don't have a view that shows the beams, we are going to edit the view range on our floor plan. So we're going to come over to the properties box, view range, and hit edit. Make sure that you remember what these are. I recommend writing them down. So we have 11, 4, 0, and 0, and they're all associated with first floor. So what we're going to try to do is we are going to actually just try to change the cut plane. I'm going to set it to something like 15 feet. And I'm also going to set this to like 15 feet, and I'm going to hit apply. All right, so now there's my beam right there. I'm going to say OK. We will have to change this back though. I'm going to now copy this beam over. So I'm going to select the endpoint and then an endpoint. Then I'm going to select both beams and plant them right in the middle of my post. So now I have two 2x10 beams that are running this direction. And it looks like it's typical for 3 sides, so I also have those beams running this direction and this direction. So I'm going to click on one again, copy it, move it up here, and then I'm going to click on it and rotate it 90 degrees. And I'm going to move that beam so that it lines up with my edge right here. And then I'm going to take a look at that in 3D and just see what's happening. Okay, yep, it's all looking good, so we'll go back to that first floor plan. This is probably going back way too far. Yes, indeed it is. I can't see with this roof on, so I'm going to right-click on that and hide it. And then I'm going to pull this beam back to the house. Okay. Copy it. I'm sorry. And then copy these two to the other side. And then take a look at it in 3D. And I have a nice beam structure system for my posts to be able, or for my roof to be able to sit on. So now we'll go back to first floor plan. And we'll put that view range back. So we have to go back to click into white space, come back into the properties, select view range, and this was 11, this was 4, and then 0 and 0, hit apply and say OK. Okay, so now we need to add the roof to my porch. So I'm going to go to my roof plan, and I need to turn my underlay on. So I'm going to come over here to my properties box and find underlay, and I want to turn it onto the first floor and hit apply. Okay, and then I need to reference back to my drawings, and it shows I have that roof over the porch, and it looks like it's the same slope, the 6 to 12. So back on the roof plan, we're going to go to roof, and we're going to use pick lines, and we're going to have an offset of 2 foot, just like our main roof. And we're going to pick the edge of the porch here. Okay, if I could just zoom in a little. Edge of the porch, the front of the porch, and this edge of the porch. And then we're going to use this Join Corners tool to click on the pink lines to join them at the corner. Then we need to use the Line tool to close our loop. Hit Escape to get out of the command. Click on this last line and pull it back so that it meets the end of that porch. Now we need to slope it, so the ridge is in the middle. So we're going to click on this wall and this wall, and we're going to check Define Slope, and then we're going to change the slope as 6 to 12 and hit Apply. And now we're going to hit the green check mark and look at it in 3D. Okay, so what we notice is that our roof is too high above our other roof. So we're going to click on it, and it actually needs to be associated with, if you take a look at this roof, top of wall. So we're going to associate it with top of wall. Still a little too high. We're going to go to our south elevation, and we're going to adjust the roof we just made. So we're going to use the Move command, select the end point of the roof, and then move it down and click on the end point of this roof so that the roofs line up. Okay, so now if you look at it in 3D, the roofs are on the same plane. However, the way that they're connecting right here is not correct. So what if we go back to the roof plan, we're going to turn our underlay off just to clean up our drawing a little bit more because it's hard to see. Set that back to none and hit apply. So you see this roof is intersecting with the big roof. Now we could have drawn this as one complete roof system instead of 2 separate ones. But what we're going to do is we're going to edit the footprint of our main roof, edit footprint, and we are going to just move up some of the lines so that it goes around the roof that we made for the porch. Okay, and then you could trim this line right here. Leave everything else alone, just trim it up for that main roof. Hit the green check mark, say yes, and then look at it in 3D. And now you see, oh gosh, that looks weird, right? And it does look weird, so we still need to fix it so that this roof does not look weird. We're going to go back to the roof plan, and we're going to edit the footprint, and we're going to pull this down to the ridge right here, and then hit the green check mark, and then take a look at it in 3D. Okay, so then last thing we're going to do is clean up our drawing. So we're going to move this railing. If this happened to you, make sure that you move it so that it aligns properly with the posts, because mine was not. And then we need to add a floor to the inside of our building. So just take note of which direction the floor joists are spanning, so they're running horizontal right now. Okay, so we're going to go to floor. We are going to use the wood finish deck and porch. We're going to change the level to be first floor. And for the height offset, we need to just consider the thickness of the floor and the thickness of the subfloor. So if we look at the structure, we have 3/4 and 3/4. So our height offset has to be 1.5 inches. So we're going to go 1 and 1/2 inches and hit apply. Then we're going to use the Pick Walls tool. Make sure Extend into Wall Core is unchecked. And then we are going to actually select the face. Well, I'm going to do Pick Lines instead. Well, it's not letting me do it. I'm going to do Pick Wall, and I want to select the face of the stud. Okay, so this is the drywall, where I have my mouse right now, and one over where the pink line is the stud. So you want to select the stud all the way around your building. All right, and then further, now what we have to do is we need to extend the floor boundary to go into the doorways. So you should draw your door boundary like this. Use the Split tool to break this pink line. Use the Trim tool to trim the pink line. And you want to do that for both floor door openings, and then hit the green check mark. And we'll check the floor in our building section.